My name is Kristian and I'm recording here from beautiful Lofoten, Norway. And I'm here to talk about the program to beat the horrible illness of depression called exit depression. It's based on my own path out of this illness and also on recent research. I have written a book so far. It's called Rise from Darkness. It's about my own voyage out of this disease. And I'm in the process of writing a new book, and it's built on the same steps as this program. So there will be in this program 14 steps with a lot of different things that you can do in order to beat this illness. And what we will do is to start out slow. We will do some things that is going to be easier to do when you are really suffering right here, right now. And then we will build up gradually and do some more advanced stuff. Things like meditation and self-hypnosis, and also some cognitive behavioral therapy techniques. But right here, right now, I just wanted to talk about some basic principles which will be important for you when you are going to follow this program.
The first principle is, whenever you are facing a big, complex project, which getting out of depression can certainly be, what you need to do is to divide that project into many small steps. Because if you want to go facing the whole entirety of that project as a whole, you might be overwhelmed and you might lose the energy and motivation that you need to pursue. So what you do is you just divide that project into many small parts. And you, as an analogy, you might think of the British expeditionary George Meighan, who between 1977 and 1983 he went for the longest walk in recorded history. What he did was he walked from the southern tip of Chile to the northern tip of Alaska. And that is a trek which is, close to 20,000 miles or above 30,000 kilometers. And you can imagine if George, on day one was thinking that, whoa, it's a long way to Alaska, and there may be some bad people and they might, start to rob me and etc. He might, lose his faith in the project and just skip it from day one. So instead, I think that George, on day one, he probably thought that it's a beautiful day. Today, I'm going for a walk. And tomorrow, if I feel like it, I'm going to do another walk. Maybe it's shorter, maybe it's longer. I don't know, but that's what I'm going to do. And before you know it, he's at the northern tip of Alaska. Now, principle number 2 is, and it's kind of connected to the first one, you need to start out with very low ambitions. You need to have so low ambitions that you reach your objectives more or less every time you try. So when we are going to go into the exercises later in the program, start out very low, start small. You can think of 2 guys, let's call them Joe and Gary, and they are exercising, they're training for the high jump. They have one coach each, and the coach of Joe, he puts the bar at 2 meters, and Joe comes running, he jumps, he fades. And then the coach puts the bar back up at 2 meters, the same thing happens. And so it goes. And eventually, Joe will give up. Whilst Gary, on the other hand, he has a different coach. He has a better philosophy. So what this guy does is he puts the bar at 40 centimeters, which is something that most of us can jump over quite easily. And Gary will succeed, and the coach will raise the bar by 5 centimeters. And again, Gary succeeds. And again, the coach has raised the bar. And of course, eventually, also Gary is going to fail. But that's okay, because he's keeping his motivation up, because he's having more successes than he has failures. And you should do the same. So when, for example, we are going to talk about exercise later in the program, what you should do is say to yourself that I'm going to go for a 5-minute walk. I'm not going to run 10 kilometers, I'm going to walk for 5 minutes. And I'll do that even if it rains, even if my feet hurts, but I'll go for a walk for 5 minutes. And the next day, maybe I'll go for a walk for 6 minutes. And the next week, maybe I'll raise that to 10 minutes, and etc. And before you know it, you're going to be running the 10K. The third principle is, and I know this is hard because I've been there for many years, right? So most people that struggle with depression will have an inner, hyperactive critic, which is going to say things like, you're fat, you suck, you're stupid, you will never accomplish anything in life, you'll never get a date. All these kind of evil things. And they are quite damaging and quite dangerous, these guys, this voice. And you need to silence it. And I'm going to teach you how to do that later in the program. But for now, just keep it in the back of your head that never, never, never beat yourself up verbally. Alright, principle number 4, and the last one is, getting out of depression is not like a smooth walk up a hill and then you reach the summit and then you're done. It's more like a roller coaster. You'll have some days and months where you feel good, you feel better than you used to, and you feel that you get a lot of progress, and you're able to do the exercises, and you're learning new techniques and whatnot. But then you will have setbacks. You will have some dark days into the future. Some days where you might feel tempted to give up the whole project. What you're going to do is you're going to be ready for those days. You're going to have a strategy as to how you will treat those days, those setbacks when they come. And the trick is quite simple actually. All you do is get back up, get back in the game, and you continue working, you continue walking and doing the program, even if you have a bad day. That's it. Thanks for now, and I'll see you later in the program.